In the grand scheme of things, it wasn't too long ago that the Kansas City Royals were on top of the baseball world. They won 2 American League pennants and a World Series in a span of back-to-back seasons, yet are bona fide cellar dwellers less than 5 years later. So, what happened? In this video, we're gonna go over how the Royals went from the biggest thing in baseball to a common joke in such a short time. Basically, the baseball version of Vanilla Ice's career arc.
How's it feel, chump?
In 2014, the Royals were expected to have a breakout year, but no one saw a dominant postseason run coming. A sweep in the ALCS capped off a string of dominance the baseball community had never predicted. With a young core of exciting players like Eric Hosmer, Lorenzo Cain, and Mike Moustakas, the Royals were 1 win away from winning a World Series. Only the greatest and most well-known relief appearance in the history of baseball shut them down, and the Royals chose to hold up the game-tying runner at third and take a chance on a guy who seems to give up base runners as often as Ben Simmons shoots threes. Wasn't really their finest hour. They lost the World Series in 7 games. The next year, the Royals steamrolled through the American League as was expected of them. They once again made a push to the World Series with almost no resistance in their path, and as someone who grew up a Mets fan, I'll talk as little about that World Series as possible. Let's just say the Royals proved that they were the best team in baseball, and it showed on the field. Kansas City won the World Series for the first time since Marty McFly was going on adventures. 2016 also saw an American League Central team capture the hearts of America in a deep postseason run. Only it was the Indians. The Royals held on to what Urinating Tree likes to call a World Series hangover, and seemed to settle more for basking in the greatness of 2015 than trying to forge a dynasty. After a brutal July, the Royals' hopes of repeating fell apart. 81-81 in 2016, and a 3rd place finish. No playoffs, obviously. Only 1 year left of that core that brought them a championship, since it's generally accepted that they're losing some big pieces in free agency soon. 2017 is where the story gets really interesting. The team still maintained pretty much all of their crucial pieces from the World Series runs and saw guys like Jason Vargas see unprecedented stints of overachieving, yet the team did nothing. It's almost as if apathy was plaguing this franchise, settling for 1 World Series win instead of doing something about the obvious ticking clock. The season ended and this era of the Royals was over, which management didn't seem to accept at all.
Alright, let's just stay calm here! Don't get all crazy on me!
They kept Alex Gordon, Alcides Escobar, and for half a season Moustakas, but let Cain and Hosmer walk and didn't seem to care that much. 2018 was a miserable year for the Royals. With 104 losses, only Salvador Perez and Whit Merrifield even brought anything resembling relevance to this franchise. If it weren't for the Orioles losing 115 games, their reputation could have been a lot worse. But the Orioles and Marlins took attention off of the fact that the Royals just seemed to slowly wither and die after 2015. 2019 has been more of the same. Pitiful play that's really putting this question to the test. Would you rather be good but just not good enough for an extended period of time, or would you rather win it all once and then fizzle out into the basement for what feels like forever? It wasn't as if the Royals were willingly dismantling the team after the World Series win. The same guys were in a position to establish a dynasty and just didn't. The franchise seemed to care more about savoring their moment of greatness instead of building upon it. Now it's almost as if the Royals care more about what Tim Anderson does than they cared about maintaining their core. Let their story be a lesson in baseball history. The team is far from hopeless though. Players like Merrifield, Mondesi, and Hunter Dozier are blooming into exceptional players. If the Royals can harness their developing talents and repeat how their 2014 team was put together, then fun times in KC may not be too far away. I wonder if Mets fans feel the same way.
The Mets suck. Okay? From me, big time.
I call the shots, I run the balls, I'm Michael Jordan. Hit it with a little bit of push and a little bit of pull when the goddamn mic recorded. I bring the heat, I rep the East, I'm like the South. I don't even know what to do with the gold that I get, bitch. I'm Michael Phelps. I'm like LeBron, I get the gold, I'm Sherry Khan. Yo, Kerry Bronze, I'm Randy Moss, I'm Mary Khan. My game on Royce, I'm Barry Bonds.